I rode out at dawn, and the sky looked pale and cold above the long road. My horse moved slow at first, like he felt my heavy heart. I kept one hand on the reins and the other near my gun. Folks said a thief rode this road at night. They said he was fast, cruel, and hungry for money. I did not fear him, but I feared the memories that rose inside me with every mile. The wind carried dust and old pain, and I felt the weight of every broken promise I ever made. I just need truth, I said to myself. My voice sounded thin in the morning air. The road felt lonely, so I spoke again. I need to end this. I need to face the man who brings fear to this land. My horse snorted like he agreed. I reached a small stream by noon and climbed down. As I filled my canteen, I saw tracks in the mud. I bent low and touched the ground. The shape of the boot print hit my chest like a heavy stone. No, it can't be, I whispered. I looked again. The heel mark leaned in the same way I remembered. The steps pressed deep on the outside edge, like the owner favored his right foot. Only one man I knew walked that way. My son. My Jonah. I stood up fast. My breath broke in my throat. A voice echoed in my head. You always watch my steps, Pa, Jonah once said with a laugh. One day you will track me to the end of the road. Back then, I smiled. Now the memory felt sharp. I walked back to my horse, but my hands shook. He is not a thief, I said. No, he can't be. But the print was fresh. The truth felt close, like a shadow touching my neck. A rider passed by on the ridge and shouted down. You look lost, stranger. I'm fine, I called back. You hunting the thief, he yelled. I hesitated but answered, yes. I need to find him. Careful then, he said. That man has fire in his blood. He shot 2 boys last week. My stomach twisted. You saw him? Only the trail, the rider said. But he moves like a ghost. Folks say he don't fear death. The rider turned and rode off. I whispered, Jonah, what did you do? I climbed back on my horse and pushed him into a run. The road cut through low hills, silent and brown under the hot sun. I kept seeing Jonah's face from years ago, young, angry, hurt. I heard his voice the night he left. You don't listen, Pa. You only judge. I need more than this lonely home. I need a life. I yelled after him then, but he never turned back. As I rode now, the memory burned deep. I reached a small trading post by late afternoon. The old keeper stood outside sweeping dust. You look tired, he said. I need news, I told him. A thief rides this road. You hear anything? He leaned on his broom. I heard men talk. They said the thief rides a dark horse. Moves quick. Wears a torn coat. The old man frowned. Young voice too. My heart pounded. Young? Yes, he said. Sounds like a boy trying to act like a man. I swallowed hard. Anyone see his face? No, he said. But one man said he saw fear in the thief's eyes. Deep fear. Fear. Jonah carried fear like a secret stone. I felt sweat on my palms. The keeper looked close at me. Why do your eyes shake, friend? I just need to stop him, I said. He nodded slow. Then follow the river. The thief rides there at night. I thanked him and rode off again. The sun dropped low, turning the land gold and red. I followed the river, watching for signs. My horse climbed a narrow trail, and I felt the air grow cooler. I will find you, son, I whispered. I will bring you home. Night fell quick. Shadows stretched long, and the river glowed under the thin moon. I heard an owl call, and the sound made me think of Ruth. She loved nights like this. I heard her voice in my head. Find him, Eli. Bring our boy back. I'm trying, I said. The trail grew rough. I dismounted and led my horse by hand. That was when I saw the campfire, low and dying. I knelt and touched the ashes. Still warm. He was here, I said. My heart beat fast. I could feel him near. I saw more tracks leading down to the riverbank. I followed them until I reached a place where the mud was soft. A single boot print stood there, perfect and sharp. Jonah, I breathed. My legs went weak. I stared at that print like it was a ghost. I remembered the last thing he said before he stormed out years ago. One day you will come after me, Pa. But when you do, I won't be the boy you remember. The wind blew cold on my back. I stepped away and spoke to the night. I didn't ride out to hunt you. I rode out to save you. My voice trembled. Please, son. Don't make me face you with a gun. My horse shifted behind me, uneasy. The river whispered against the rocks, and I felt alone in the world. I walked back toward the small fire pit and stood there a long time, staring into the dark trees. Where are you? I said softly. A sudden crack sounded in the brush. My hand flew to my gun, but when nothing moved, I lowered it again. I let out a slow breath. I'll find you at dawn. I tied my horse to a tree and sat down near the cold ashes. I listened to the river, the wind, and the far-off howl of a coyote. The night wrapped around me like an old coat. I closed my eyes and whispered again, I'm coming for you, Jonah. I won't stop. The moon climbed higher. My heart stayed heavy with fear and hope. I waited for morning, knowing that the next step on this road would bring me closer to the truth. Closer to my son. Closer to whatever waited in the dark ahead. I sat there, thinking of every chance I lost. Thinking of every time I chose silence instead of love. The cold night made my bones ache, but the ache inside my chest was worse. I wished Jonah could hear me now. I wished he knew I still cared. I wished he knew I never stopped calling his name in my heart. The fire gave no warmth, but I held my coat tight and looked at the trail one last time. I felt the truth rising inside me like a slow storm. This road was not just a road. It was the long road back to him, the road back to my own blood, the road I feared but still walked because I had no other path left to take. I knew I would follow it, no matter the cost, because I could not let fear, guilt, or silence steal my son again before I had the strength to speak my truth to him. Chapter 2, The Boy I Buried in My Heart. I rode back to town with fear in my chest. My hands shook on the reins. The road felt long. The air felt thin. My heart beat too fast, like it tried to warn me. I kept thinking about that boot print by the river. It was small, sharp at the heel, a little crooked at the toe. Jonah walked like that when he was a boy. He dragged his right foot when he got tired. I saw that mark in the mud and felt the past rise like smoke. Sheriff Pike stood outside his office. He had a cup of strong coffee in his hand. He lifted his eyes and looked at me in a slow, heavy way. Elias, he said. You look like trouble hit you in the face. Maybe it did, I said. My voice shook. Pike. I need truth. All of it. He stepped closer. Then tell me what you saw. I swallowed hard. A boot print. It looked like my son's. I prayed I was wrong. Pike let out a long breath. Elias, the thief folks been talking about? They say he's young. Quick on a horse. Quiet as night fog. He rides like a shadow. And yes, he rides like Jonah once rode. I felt the world lean sideways. Don't say that. Don't make it real. You knew it before you came here. I hoped I was wrong. Pike looked down. I'm sorry. I truly am. I turned and walked away from him because I could not hold his eyes. His pity burned. I did not want pity. I wanted answers. I wanted my boy back. I wanted time to run backward. I wanted Ruth beside me, telling me what to do, telling me how to fix our son. Mara found me by the old town well. She always found me when my heart broke. Her voice was soft as a warm night. Elias, she said. Come here. Look at me. I did not face her. Not now. Please, she whispered. I know that look. You saw something out there. I saw too much. She stepped in front of me. Her eyes were dark and sad. It was Jonah, wasn't it? My breath stopped. My chest locked. How did you know? I heard talk, she said. People fear this thief. People say he is young and thin. People say he does not look like a killer. Only lost. Only tired. Only in pain. That's him, I whispered. That's my boy. Mara touched my cheek. Elias, you cannot hunt him with a gun. I need to stop him. Then stop him with your voice, not with bullets. I cannot trust myself, I said. Not when fear leads me. Then trust your heart, she said. My heart failed him once. No, she said. You were hurt. He was hurt. Life broke all of you. I looked away. He left because I was hard. Because I was blind. Because I drowned in guilt and did not see his pain. Mara sighed. You lost Ruth. He lost her too. But he lost you after. Her words hit me like a hammer. I know. I went to the stable. I saddled my horse with slow, shaking hands. Mara leaned on the wooden post. If you ride angry, he will run from you, she said. If you ride scared, he will fear you. What do I ride with, then? I asked. Ride with love. I don't know how anymore. Yes, you do, she said. You kept it buried, but it's still there. Sheriff Pike walked toward us again. Elias, he said. We got new reports. A trader came in from the ridge at dawn. He said the thief shot a man. My blood froze. Shot? The man lived, Pike said. But he said the shooter used a small caliber gun. Same kind Jonah carried years back. I felt the world crack. No. Jonah would not shoot without reason. We don't know it was him, Pike said. But odds point that way. Mara grabbed my hand. Elias, listen to me. If it is Jonah, he is scared. He is hungry. He is hunted. Fear makes a boy do things he never meant to do. I need to bring him home, I said. Bring him alive, Pike warned. Talk first. Shoot never. I promise, I said. But fear made the promise thin. I rode out of town. The sun fell behind me. The wind felt sharp. Every step of my horse echoed the word, Jonah. I kept seeing the night he left. I can't stay here, he had shouted. You don't see me. You only see rules. You only see your pain. I'm trying, I said. You're failing, he said. You lost Mom. And now you're losing me. I had no words then. I had none now. I reached the ridge at dusk. Blood stained the rocks. Not much. But enough to quiet the world around me. I touched the dried trail with my fingers. It felt cold as death. Jonah, I whispered. What did you do? What did they make you do? I heard the wind move over the ridge. It sounded like Ruth's voice. Don't fail him, Elias. I'm trying, I said. God knows I'm trying. I rode on. My fear grew with each mile. The night felt too still. The sky felt too wide. The world felt too cruel. I called his name many times. Jonah. Jonah, it's me. Please answer. But only silence came back. Just silence. And the long road. And the pain in my chest. And the truth I did not want. My son was out there in danger. And I was the only man who could save him. Even if he did not want saving. Even if he aimed his gun at me. Even if the town wanted him dead. I would find him. I would reach him. I would not bury him again. Not this time. Not ever. Chapter 3, The First Shot. I moved slow in the dark hills. The night felt thick around me. My horse breathed hard behind me. I held the reins tight. I felt fear in my chest, but I kept going. I needed the truth. I needed my son. I needed hope. I followed the small campfire glow ahead. I felt danger in the air. I smelled smoke and blood. The shadows looked long on the ground. My boots crushed dry leaves. My heart made a loud drum in my ears. I think someone waited here, I whispered to myself. I need courage now. I stepped closer to the fire. The flames were low but still alive. I saw a man on the ground. He held his stomach. Blood soaked his shirt. His breath came weak and thin. He looked at me with wide eyes. Help, please, his voice shook like cold metal. I'm here, I said. I help you. Just hold on. He tried to speak again. Shadow, road, gun, boy, his words broke apart. I knelt beside him. Who did this? Tell me the name. He grabbed my coat. Fast boy. Young boy. Took my money. Took my horse. Shot me. Said he needed to pay a man. Said a father once broke him. My throat closed. A boy? I asked. Did he say his name? He said. Jonah, the man whispered. My heart stopped. The world froze. I felt a sharp pain in my chest. The fire popped beside us. My son, I said. My boy. My blood. The man coughed. He had fear in his eyes. But he moved like wind. Like danger. Like night. I need to stop him, I said. I need the truth from him. Before the man could answer, a gunshot cracked through the night. The bullet passed my ear. The sound burned my skin. I fell behind a rock. Another shot hit the ground near my boot. A voice shouted from the dark. Don't move. My heart jumped. I knew that voice. I knew that tone. I knew that anger. It was Jonah. Jonah. I yelled. It's me. It's your father. Another bullet hit the rock above me. Stay back, he shouted. His voice shook with fear. I don't want to kill you. Leave me. Leave now. My hands trembled. Jonah, listen. I need to talk. I need the truth. No, he shouted. You are a hunter. You want me dead. You want the money. I don't want money, I said. I want you. A fourth shot screamed past my head. He was fast. Too fast. Too clean. His aim cut the air like a knife. Stop shooting. I shouted. Please, son. He breathed hard. I heard his boots scrape on the stones. I heard him move fast around the trees. You don't know me, he said. You left me. You forgot me. I don't need you now. His words hit harder than the bullets. I never forgot you, I said. I lived in guilt. I lived in pain. I lived in broken silence. I waited for you. Lies, he yelled. A fifth shot hit the dirt near my hand. The dying man beside me cried softly. Save, boy, his voice broke again. I'm trying, I whispered. Then Jonah shouted again. Don't come after me. If you come, I shoot you. I swear it. Jonah, I said, you don't need to fear me. I fear nothing, he yelled back. Only men with guns. Only men with power. Only men who try to take my life. I will not take your life, I said. I gave you life. I want it safe. He breathed fast. You gave me pain. I know, I said. I broke a promise. I broke our home. But I want to fix it. I want the truth. Another bullet cracked. This one hit the rock so close I felt stone cut my cheek. Stop. I shouted. Stop shooting. Jonah answered, I can't stop. If I stop, someone dies. I need money. I need time. I need to survive. You don't need danger, I said. You need help. Help, he laughed. You say help now? After all these years? After all that silence? Yes, I said. I am here now. He breathed harder. You always say now. Never before. Never when I needed you. I closed my eyes. I was weak. Jonah said, weak men make boys bleed. His words cut deep. The fire cracked again. The dying man beside me groaned. Jonah, I said softly, you shot this man. You left him here. I didn't want to shoot him, Jonah said. But he fought me. He grabbed my arm. I needed the horse. I needed the money. He tried to stop me. You could have walked away, I said. I can't walk away anymore, Jonah said. Someone owns me now. Someone needs payment. Someone owns my fear. I need the money tonight. Who owns you? I asked. Not your problem, he said quickly. You just go home. Go to your warm bed. Leave me. Forget me. I can't forget you, I said. You are my son. My father died long ago, Jonah said. You only carry his voice. No, I said. I carry your memory. Silence followed. Not long. Just enough to hurt. Then Jonah said, if you follow me, I shoot to kill next time. I will follow, I said. Even if you aim at my heart. Then you die, he said. Then I die, I said. He made a sound like pain. Like anger. Like fear. I don't want you dead, Jonah said. Then stop shooting, I said. I can't, he whispered. Another gunshot rang out. But this one aimed high. A warning shot. Then I heard him run. Fast. Light. Like wind. Jonah. I shouted. No answer. Come back. I yelled. Only the night answered. His boots faded into the dark trees. His breath vanished into cold air. The hills swallowed him whole. I stood from the rock. My legs shook. My hands shook. My heart felt broken and bleeding. I walked to the dying man. "Hold on," I said. He smiled a weak smile. "Save, boy," he said again. "I will," I whispered. "Even if he shoots me." His eyes closed. His breath stopped. His body turned still like stone. I stood over him with heavy guilt. "I am sorry," I said. I kicked dirt over the fire to kill the flames. Smoke rose into the night. I looked at the dark hills. Jonah's shadow already gone. His voice still in my ears. "You don't know me." He was wrong. I knew him. I knew his pain. I heard his fear. I felt his heart in every bullet he fired. I held my own heart with both hands. It felt cold and broken. "My son tried to kill me," I whispered. "My own blood." The wind answered with soft night sounds. I picked up the man's broken gun. I picked up his empty water bag. Then I whispered another truth. And he didn't sound sorry. I stepped into the shadows again. I walked the long road alone. My steps felt heavy on the dirt. My breath felt thin in the cold night air. But I kept walking. Because my son still lived. And I needed him back. Alive. Chapter 4, Shadows Don't Grow Alone. I dragged the wounded man off the road. Blood soaked my hands and the dry dust. "Stay awake," I said. "Stay with me." His eyes flickered like weak candles in the night. Fear sat heavy in my chest like a stone. I pressed on the wound and felt warm blood. "Who did this?" I asked. "Tell me the truth." He opened his mouth, but only air came. I bent closer until I felt his breath. "Say the name," I whispered. "Please." "The name." "C.A. Caleb," he said slowly. "Caleb Horn." My stomach turned. My heart dropped at once. I knew that name better than my own. Caleb Horn was a shadow over poor roads. "Where is he?" I asked. "Where did he go?" The man's eyes rolled back, then focused again. "He took the boy," he whispered. "Your boy." "Jonah?" I asked. "You mean Jonah Ward?" His mouth moved, but no sound came this time. His hand slipped from my arm and lay still. His last breath left him like a small sigh. The night grew very quiet around us. "I'm sorry," I said, though he could not hear. I shut his eyes with my shaking fingers. In my mind I saw Jonah as a child. Bare feet, thin arms, big eyes full of questions. Now another man walked beside him with a gun. Caleb Horn filled the empty space I left. Rage and guilt rose together inside my chest. I wanted to ride now, hunt, and kill. But pain in my ribs bent me like an old tree. Blood soaked my shirt and each breath hurt. If I rode now, I might die on the trail. If I died, Jonah stayed alone with Caleb. I pulled the dead man under a low tree. I covered him with my coat and short prayer. Then I limped toward a small light ahead. One cabin window glowed over the dark field. Just reach that, I told myself with each step. The road felt longer with every move I made. Fear walked beside me like a tired old friend. Not fear for me. Fear for my son. At last I reached the rough wooden door. I knocked 3 times with my sore hand. "Please," I said. "I need help. Open up." For a moment, only the wind answered. Then I heard slow steps on the wooden floor. The door opened just a little, no more. Warm light fell on my boots and blood. A woman looked out through the narrow gap. Her hair was gray, pulled back in a knot. Her eyes were sharp like small hard nails. "Who are you?" she asked. "What do you want?" "It's Elias," I said. "Elias Ward from town." Her eyes changed at once when I said my name. "I know you," she said. "I know your gun." "I'm hurt," I said. "I need a bandage, maybe more." She studied the blood on my shirt and hands. "Your blood?" she asked. "Some," I answered. "Some belongs to a stranger." "Dead stranger?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "Dead because of Caleb Horn." She opened the door wider but still blocked it. "Come in," she said. Slowly. "Don't fall on my floor." I stepped inside and felt warmth hit my skin. The cabin smelled of smoke, herbs, and old bread. Pictures hung crooked on the wall above the table. In one picture a young man showed a shy smile. "Sit," the woman said, pointing at a rough chair. I sat and tried not to groan from pain. She took a small knife and cut my shirt. "You remember me, Elias?" she asked quietly. "Yes," I said. "Alma Ray. I remember you." "You remember my boy?" she asked, hands still working. "Yes," I said again. The word hurt my throat. "You shot him," she said. "Outside the store." Her fingers pressed hard on the open wound. "I told him to drop the gun," I said. "He was 17, she said. "No real beard. Just fear. You were the deputy. You had the power." "I never forgot," I said. "Not one night." "You went home," she said. "To wife and son." "Yes," I said. "But I carried your boy inside." "You still carry him?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "Him and my own failures." "You look old," she said. "Older than your years." "Guilt is heavy," I said. "It bends a man." "So why my door?" she asked. "Why tonight?" "I came because there was light," I said. "Light?" She snorted. "You came because you're desperate." "My son is with Caleb Horn," I said. "Your son?" she asked. "You had a son." "Still do," I said. "If I'm in time." "What's his name?" she asked, tying the bandage. "Jonah," I said. "Jonah Ward." "Where was Jonah when you drowned in guilt?" "Beside me," I said. "Until Ruth died." "And then?" she asked. "I drank," I said. "He walked." "I let him walk." "The house felt full of her ghost," I said. His crying felt louder than any storm. I could not touch their pain without breaking. "So you left him alone with his pain," she said. "Yes," I answered. "I left him with an empty father." "Caleb hunts such boys," she said. "Always did. Boys with no money, no safe home, no father. Boys whose hearts are mostly shadow and hunger." "I thought staying away would protect him," I said. "From my anger. From my broken heart." "Fool thought," she answered. "Pain fills any open space. If the father does not fill it, someone else will." She glanced at the picture of her dead son. "Caleb filled that space for my boy," she said. "Gave him money, a gun, and dark promises. A boy without a father becomes someone's weapon." I saw Jonah by our door with his small bag. "Do you even see me?" he had asked once. I had looked at the bottle, not his face. Now another man saw him clearer than I did. "I want to save him," I said. "If I can." "Save him from Caleb or from yourself?" she asked. "Both," I said. "If I have any courage left." "You think you ride in with a gun," she said. "Shoot the bad man, take the boy, go home." "That was my first plan," I admitted quietly. It will not work, she said. You know that. What else can I do? I asked. Talk? Yes, she said. Talk. Listen. Bleed honest. Boys stay with the man who knows their pain. If Caleb owns Jonah's pain, he owns Jonah. I do not even know him now, I said. You knew the child, she said. Meet the man. Without lies, without pride, without your badge. How do I find them? I asked. I need a trail. Caleb used to camp near the old mine, she said. Past the ridge, close to the dry riverbed. Maybe he still hides boys there on quiet nights. Thank you, I said. You did not need to help. I did not help you, she answered. I helped a boy. Maybe this time one boy can live. Not tonight, she said. You ride at first light. You spill more blood if you go now. All right, I said. I stay this one night. Lie down, she said. Dream of courage, not revenge. I am coming, son, I whispered into the low light. This time I come as your father, not your judge. Fear and hope shared the same small room. My heart beat slow, but it did not stop. I held to courage like a stubborn rope. Chapter 5, When Blood Lies. I came to the old mill at dawn. The road felt cold under my boots. My breath cut the air in pale lines. I saw the broken roof, the dead trees, the long shadow of the place. My heart beat fast in my chest. I knew he was here. I felt it like heat on my skin. Jonah. I called. My voice shook. I need to talk. I need the truth. A soft sound came from behind a wall. Then he stepped out. My son. My blood. He looked thin, tired, and sharp, like a man made of fear. He held a gun. The black steel pointed at my chest. Stop there, he said. His voice was flat. Do not take one more step. Jonah, it's me, I said. It's your father. I know who you are, he said. I know what you did. I know what you left. My hands rose on their own. I did not come to fight. You came with a gun on your hip, he said. You came like a hunter. I came to help you. I came to bring you home. He laughed. It was a dry, hurt sound. Home? There is no home. You lost it. You burned it. You let it die. That is not true, I said. I tried. I made mistakes, but I tried. He shook his head. You tried too late. The gun did not move. His hand did not shake. But his eyes were fire and pain. Jonah, I said softly, put the gun down. No. We can fix this. No. Let me talk. No. You talk too much. You talk in circles. You talk like a man who wants to hide the truth. I took one step. He jerked the gun up. I said stop. I froze. He breathed hard. Caleb told me everything. He told me how you judged me. How you called me weak. How you said I would fail. I never said that, I whispered. You said it with your eyes. You said it every day after Mom died. My chest hurt. I was broken too. I did not know how to help you. But Caleb knew, he said. He fed me. He gave me money. He gave me work. He gave me a place. He used you, I said. He saved me. Jonah shouted. He saved me when you were gone. I felt the words hit like stones. I was lost. I lost your mother. I lost myself. I was wrong. I know I failed you. Jonah's lip shook. For a moment the gun dipped. But then he lifted it again, higher, tighter. You did not just fail me, he said. You feared me. You feared I would break. You feared I would become a man you could not control. Jonah, I said, I feared losing you. That is all. He did not answer. He just looked at me like he was trying to see through skin and bone. Give me the gun, I said gently. No. You do not need it. I do. I need it to live. I need it for men like Caleb. I need it for men like you. His words cut deep. Why me? Because you judge. You punish. You walk roads with guns and call it justice. That is not true. It is. He took a step back. His boots scraped the old wood. His free hand trembled. Jonah, I said, let me help you. No. You came to stop me. I know it. I saw your face on the road. You think I am the thief. You think I am the danger. You think I am a shadow. I came to save you, I said. He laughed again. You came to kill a thief. You came to end a crime. You came with anger. You came with fear. And now you pretend you came with love. I always had love, I said. Too late, he whispered. Then I reached out my hand. He flinched. The pain in my chest grew sharp. Why did you move like that? He looked away. Men hit me when I reach. Men hit me when I ask. Men hit me when I speak. Not me, I said. You did once, he said. You grabbed my arm. You pulled. You scared me. I remembered. I felt sick. I'm sorry, I said. I was wrong. He looked at me. His eyes grew wet. But the gun stayed aimed at my heart. Jonah, please, I whispered. Let me hold you. Let me take you home. Let me give you the life you lost. You can't, he said. Caleb gave me a new life. Caleb gave you chains. Caleb gave me truth. Caleb lies. Jonah's breath hitched. His eyes flicked to the trees. Then I heard boots. Heavy boots. Many boots. Caleb's voice cut the morning air. Well, well. Father and son. A sweet little picture. Jonah froze. He did not lower the gun. He did not raise it. He just stood between us like a torn page. Caleb walked out with 5 men. Guns out. Cold eyes. Quiet steps. Move away from him, Caleb said to me. He is mine. He is my son, I said. He is a stray, Caleb said. A boy you broke. A boy I fixed. Jonah's jaw tightened. Caleb smiled. Tell him, Jonah. Tell him who kept you alive. Tell him who fed you. Tell him who taught you how to shoot. Tell him who saw you as a man. Jonah said nothing. Caleb turned to me. You left him. I found him. You cried. I trained him. You feared him. I trusted him. I felt rage grow hot in my chest. You used him. I shaped him, Caleb said. He was weak. Now he is strong. Jonah's hands shook slightly. Son, I said softly, come to me. Caleb's eyes narrowed. Jonah. Walk to me. Jonah breathed fast. His eyes went from me to Caleb. From Caleb to me. Jonah, I said, I love you. Caleb said, Jonah, choose strength. My heart pounded. Jonah stepped once toward Caleb. My breath left me. He stepped again. Then again. He reached Caleb's side. Caleb placed a hand on his shoulder. Good boy, he said. My heart cracked open. Jonah did not look at me. Not once. Not once at all. I felt the cold morning fade. My legs felt weak. My voice broke as I tried to speak. Jonah, look at me. He did not move. Caleb smiled like he won. You see? Caleb said. Blood means nothing. Need means everything. I shook my head. He is not yours. He came to me, Caleb said. You were not there. Jonah's shoulders rose and fell. I tried again. Jonah, you are not lost, I said. You are my son. You always were. Caleb stepped closer. Do not listen. He brings pain. Jonah closed his eyes. For a moment I saw the boy he once was. The boy who cried after Ruth died. The boy who held my hand at night. When he opened his eyes, he looked older. Harder. I can't go with you, he said quietly. My heart broke. Jonah. I'm sorry, he whispered. Then he turned his back to me. The world felt empty. I stood there in silence, trying to breathe. My hands shook. My heart felt heavy. I wanted to call his name again, but no sound came from me. Chapter 6, A Father's Failure. I remember the moment Caleb told his men to finish me. His voice cut the air like a cold knife. I stood there with dust in my mouth and fear in my blood. The night felt heavy, and every shadow looked ready to kill me. One man raised his gun. Another stepped closer. I tasted death. I did not move. I only watched Jonah. I saw his eyes shake. I saw his hand rise. Then he said one hard sentence. He's mine. His voice was flat and cold. It hit me deeper than any bullet. The men looked unsure, but Caleb smiled. He liked the pain in my face. He liked how Jonah's words broke me. Caleb waved his hand. His men pulled back. Jonah walked toward me. His gun hung loose, but his eyes stayed hard. He said, Do not fight. It ends fast. I tried to speak his name. He shook his head and hit me in the stomach. I fell to one knee. He hit me again. I felt blood in my mouth. I heard him say, Just stay down. His voice cracked on the last word. Caleb watched like a king on his throne. He said, Good boy. Make him pay. Jonah hit me again, but softer. I saw his hand shake. Caleb saw it too. He stepped close and kicked me in the ribs. Pain ran through me like fire. Jonah looked away. Caleb laughed and kicked again. The world turned red. I tried to breathe, but the night closed in. I heard Jonah say, That's enough. Caleb did not listen. He kicked me once more. Then he said, Leave him. He will die slow. Jonah stood over me for a long moment. His face looked carved from stone. He whispered, I'm sorry. Then they walked away. My blood soaked the ground. My fear grew cold. My mind drifted. In the darkness I heard Ruth's voice. She said my name soft and warm. She said, Do not let him go. I tried to move. My body refused. The night pressed down. I thought I died. Then I heard steps. A man knelt beside me. He said, Stay with me. I knew the voice. Ivan Cross. He lifted me with strong arms and dragged me toward his horse. I felt each rock under my back. Every bump made me want to scream. Ivan said, "Breathe. Do not quit." I tried. My heart fought the silence. Ivan said, "Your boy is lost, not gone." His words felt heavy. I did not answer. My mouth filled with blood. He set me on the horse and walked beside me until we reached the small hospital near the old road. The lights inside were weak, but they felt like hope. A nurse saw us and ran out. She helped him carry me in. I heard her ask my name. Ivan said it for me. I felt safe for a moment. Then everything went dark. I woke up slow. Pain lived in my bones. My chest hurt with every breath. A doctor said I lost a lot of blood. He told me to rest. I did not want rest. I wanted my son. Ivan sat beside me. He looked tired but calm. He told me Jonah was not evil. He said Jonah only tried to survive. Caleb gave him money when no one else cared. Caleb gave him a place when home felt broken. Ivan said Jonah felt he had a debt he could never pay. I felt guilt burn inside me. I wanted to blame Caleb. I wanted to blame life. But part of the blame was mine. I knew I had already failed him. Chapter 7, Every Debt Has a Price. I rode out before sunrise. The road felt cold and empty, like a long shadow waiting to swallow me. I kept my hand on my gun, but my mind stayed on Jonah. I said his name under my breath. It sounded weak. It sounded scared. I did not want fear, but fear rode with me now. At the first town, I pushed into a small bar. Smoke floated low. A few men stared at me. One drunk man leaned on the counter, his head down. I walked to him and said, "I need a name. I need Caleb Horn." He lifted his eyes. "You pay first." I put a coin on the counter. "Talk." He pointed toward the back. A man there saw Caleb's boys. "They passed last night." I walked to the back table. The man sitting there looked tired, maybe sick. I said, "I need help." He shook his head. "I don't want trouble." "You already have trouble," I said. "I just need truth. My son is out there. I need him alive." The man stared at me. "Your son, he rode with Caleb's group for months." "I know," I said. My voice hurt. "He paid debts with blood," the man said. "Caleb likes boys with fast hands. Your boy was fast. Too fast." I leaned close. "Where did they go?" "South Road," he said. "The old farm." "But you didn't hear it from me." I left the bar and rode hard. The sun climbed higher, burning the dust. My heart beat fast, like it wanted to break free from my chest. On the road, 2 riders blocked my path. One had a thin scar across his cheek. He called, "Where you go, old man?" "I go find Caleb Horn." They laughed. "Why?" "I need my son." The scarred man smirked. "Your son robbed a hospital wagon 2 days ago. People want him dead. You want him too." Pain hit me like a stone. "He didn't do it. Everyone says he did. Everyone is wrong." The second man stepped forward. "Maybe. Maybe not. But if you want truth, you pay." I pulled out another coin. "Tell me." "Caleb did it," he said. "He told folks your boy did. He likes blame. Makes him safe." I stared at them. "Why tell me now?" The man shrugged. "Because debts change. Caleb owes me nothing now." I rode past them fast, my anger sharp. Caleb stole medicine from sick people. Caleb blamed Jonah. Caleb wanted my son hunted. The truth burned hot in my chest. I whispered, Jonah, what did he do to you? By noon, the heat felt heavy. My horse slowed. I stopped to drink water. Memories hit me hard, Ruth crying the night Jonah ran away, Jonah yelling that he needed money, me yelling back that he needed courage, not money. I whispered, I failed you, son. The wind took my voice, but the pain stayed. A mile later, I reached a broken fence. A small house sat alone. Smoke rose from the chimney. I knocked on the door. An old woman opened it. I need help, I said. She frowned. Who are you? Elias Ward. She froze. I know that name. I sighed. Then you know I don't lie. I need to find a boy named Ezra Flint. She pointed to the barn. He sleeps there. Sick boy. Lost boy. I walked to the barn and opened the door slowly. A thin young man sat on the floor, eating bread with shaking hands. His eyes lifted fast. He looked scared. I said softly, Ezra? He nodded. I'm Jonah's father. He stared at me. Are you here to kill him? My heart cracked. No. I'm here to save him. Ezra wiped his mouth. No one saves boys like us. I will, I said. But I need truth. Ezra looked away. Truth is pain. I know, I said. Tell me anyway. He breathed slow. Jonah didn't steal the medicine. I know. Caleb did, Ezra said. He made Jonah ride with him. Jonah said no at first. Caleb hit him. Caleb said Jonah owed him money. He said Jonah had to pay or die. My fists tightened. Money for what? Ezra whispered, for food, for nights, for mistakes. Caleb gave him small things, then big things. Jonah wanted to pay his debts. He wanted to help you. He said he failed you. He said he failed his mother too. I felt my chest twist. He didn't fail her. He thinks he did, Ezra said. He said he needed money for home. For your home. He wanted to fix things. But Caleb turned him into a shadow. I closed my eyes. Ruth's voice filled my memory. Don't let him fall, Elias. I had let him fall. I had watched him fall. Ezra's voice shook. Caleb wants Jonah dead now. He said Jonah is slow. Weak. He said Jonah is not useful anymore. I opened my eyes. Where is Caleb now? Old camp by the river, Ezra said. 2 hours from here. But you can't go alone. I will, I said. No, Ezra said. Caleb has 10 men. I don't care. I stepped closer. Tell me something, Ezra. Does Jonah want Caleb dead? Ezra nodded. Yes. But he is scared. Caleb killed a boy last month. Jonah saw it. He froze. He told me he had no courage left. I'll give him mine, I said. Ezra grabbed my sleeve. Jonah thinks you hate him. I felt tears push at my eyes. I never hated him. He said you looked at him like he was broken. I looked at him like he was my son. Ezra's voice cracked. Then go fast. Caleb said he would finish things today. I left the barn and mounted my horse. The old woman stepped out. You bring trouble, Elias Ward. I bring truth, I said. She shook her head. Truth is heavy. Yes, I said. But lies kill. I rode hard toward the river. The sun beat down, but the fear in me beat harder. Dust rose behind me. My horse breathed rough. I felt the weight of every memory pressing on my back, Ruth's eyes, Jonah's small hands, the night he left, the silence he left behind. When I reached the river path, I saw tracks. Many. Fresh. I whispered a small prayer, though I never prayed much. Let me reach him. Let me hold him again. The path narrowed. Trees hung low. I slowed the horse and listened. I heard voices. Men laughing. My heart jumped. I slid off the saddle and tied the horse. I moved through the trees slow and silent. 10 men sat around a fire. Caleb stood at the center. He held a gun. Jonah knelt in front of him. My breath stopped. My hands shook. I whispered, Jonah, but the word died in my throat. Caleb laughed. You owe me, boy. Jonah said, I paid. You didn't pay enough. I stepped out with my gun raised. He paid everything. Every head turned. Caleb smiled at me. Father of the year. Let him go, I said. Jonah stared at me, shocked. Why are you here? I'm here because debt has a price, I said. And I'm done paying it in silence. Caleb pointed his gun at Jonah's head. Then pay with blood. I stepped forward. Take mine. Jonah yelled, no. Caleb fired. The shot tore past my shoulder. I ran at him fast, faster than I thought my legs could move. Jonah tackled Caleb from behind. The gun fell. Men shouted. I grabbed Jonah and pulled him close. I'm here, I said. I'm here, son. Jonah cried into my shirt. I didn't steal it. I swear. I know, I said. I know everything now. He whispered, I thought you hated me. I never did, I said. I never will. Behind us, Caleb rose again, holding a knife. I turned first. I fired once. Caleb fell. Jonah held my arm. We need to go. Yes, I said. Every debt has a price. And we paid it today. We ran together through the trees, blood, fear, truth, and courage all beating inside us as one. Chapter 8, The Night I Held His Gun. I pushed open the old barn door and stepped inside. The night air stayed outside, but the fear came in with me. I saw my son near the far wall. Jonah held a gun in his hand. I knew that gun. I felt my chest shake when I saw it. It was the same gun he once raised at me in the dark road. His hand shook now. His breath broke in the cold silence. Jonah, I said. My voice was soft. I did not want him to run. I did not want him to shoot. I came to help you. I did not come to fight. He did not look at me at first. He kept the gun near his chest. You should go, Father, he said. His voice sounded dry. You can't save me. I don't need saving. I'm done. I took one slow step. The wood under me made a small sound. Jonah raised the gun a little. I stopped. My hand stayed up. I'm not here for the gun, I said. I came for you. I came for my son. He laughed, but it was a broken sound. Your son died the day mother died, he said. You did not come for me then. You let the world hit me. You let the fear eat me. He pressed his hand to his eyes. Caleb used that fear. He gave me food. He gave me a home. Only he wants me dead now. I felt the truth hit my heart. Why would he want you dead? I asked. Because I'm useless, he said. I can't rob. I can't run. I didn't want this life. I only needed money. I wanted to help you. I wanted us to keep the home. I wanted us to live. His voice broke. The gun slipped from his hand. It hit the ground with a small hard sound. I never meant to hurt anyone. I walked closer. He did not stop me. His shoulders shook like a small boy again. I know you didn't, I whispered. I know you tried. I know the pain. I know the night. I know the fear. I should have been there. You weren't, he said. He looked at me now. His eyes were tired and red. I was alone, Father. Mother was gone. You were silent. You looked at me like I was a weight. I hated that. I hated myself. He covered his face. I shot at a man last week. I didn't want to. I just felt trapped. I thought everyone wanted my blood. I touched his arm. I want you, I said. Not your pain. Not your fear. You are my son. You always were. He leaned into me. For the first time in years, he let me hold him. His body felt thin, like hunger lived under his skin. I held him tighter. I'm sorry, he whispered. I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry too, I said. My voice shook. I failed you. But I'm here now. I won't leave again. We stayed like that for a long moment. The barn was quiet. The outside world felt far. My heart felt heavy, but also warm. I thought hope came back. Then I heard boots outside. Jonah froze. They found me, he said. Caleb sent them. I pushed him behind me. We can run, I said. Back door. Come. He shook his head. If we run, they shoot you. They won't let us go, Father. His breath was fast. They want to use me. Or kill me. The door slammed open. 3 men walked in. Their guns aimed at us. A tall man stepped forward. His voice had no heart. Jonah Ward, he said. You come with us now. No, I said. He stays. The tall man smiled. Old man, you don't get to speak here. Jonah stepped forward. Stop, he said. Don't touch him. I'll come. I'll go. Just leave him. I grabbed Jonah's arm. No, I said. You stay with me. He turned to me. His eyes were wet. If I stay, you die, he whispered. I can't let that happen. You came for me. Now let me protect you. He pushed me toward the back door. I tried to fight him, but he was stronger than his thin body showed. Run, he said. Please. Run. Jonah. I shouted. He shoved me out the back door. I fell hard on the cold dirt. The wind cut my face. I tried to rise, but hands grabbed Jonah from behind. I heard him cry out. Father, he screamed. I pushed up, but a gunshot hit the wall near my head. The tall man shouted, Stay down or die. Jonah shouted again. Don't hurt him. I said I'll go. I watched through the crack in the door. 2 men held Jonah's arms. The tall man kicked his legs out. Jonah fell to his knees. He looked at me, eyes wide with fear and pain. I'm sorry, he cried. I'm sorry, Father. Jonah. I tried to reach him. My hands clawed at the dirt. Let him go. Take me. Take me instead. But they did not hear me. Or they did not care. They dragged my son across the barn floor. His boots kicked up dust. His voice broke. Father. Please. I moved again. I crawled. A gunshot sparked at my feet. Stay back, the tall man said. I froze as they dragged Jonah out the front door. Then the night went silent. I stood alone behind the barn. My breath felt sharp and cold. The fear in my chest turned into a deep heavy pain. The world felt dark. The road felt empty. My hope felt dead. The night became a graveyard. And my son was gone. I stood again and walked back into the barn. I picked up Jonah's gun from the floor. The cold metal made me shake, but I held it tight. I felt like I held his fear, his pain, his hope. I whispered, I will find you. I will not stop. A soft sound came from outside. I stepped out and saw Ezra Flint lying near the fence. He looked hurt, but alive. I ran to him. Ezra, I said. What happened? They took Jonah, he said. His voice was thin. Caleb wants him for a deal. He said Jonah talked too much. I knelt beside him. Where did they take him? Old Quarry Road, he said. They will camp there tonight. Caleb wants him scared. He wants him weak. I felt heat rise in my chest. Why tell me this? Ezra looked at me with tired eyes. Because Jonah helped me once. He shared food when I had none. He said I could change. He said a broken boy can still have hope. Ezra grabbed my sleeve. Don't let them kill him. I won't, I said. I swear. Ezra breathed slow. You can't fight them alone. I don't care, I said. I need my son. He nodded and closed his eyes. I placed my coat over him. The road ahead felt dark, but I stepped onto it. I looked at the sky and spoke to the night. Jonah, hold on, I said. I'm coming for you. I will not fail again. I took a deep breath and felt the cold air cut my lungs. The night stayed silent, but I felt a voice inside me push me forward with courage. Chapter 9, The Price of a Broken Father. I moved fast that night. I felt the cold in my bones, but I did not stop. Sheriff Pike rode beside me. He said, Elias, this road is dark. I said, I know. I need my son. My voice shook. I hated that fear lived in my chest, but it lived there anyway. The moon hung low over the hills. The wind cut my face. My horse breathed hard. I felt the old pain in my side, but I pushed on. I kept seeing Jonah's eyes in my mind. I kept hearing his voice. I kept thinking of the night he left home. I kept thinking of. Pike said, we need help. I said, I already asked. 3 riders waited at the turn. Ivan Cross raised his hand. He said, I came because you helped me once. Alma Ray came too. She did not look at me with hate like before. She said, a boy is still a boy. We cannot leave him. Her voice shook. I nodded. I felt my heart burn. I saw my small town in the dark behind us. I knew I might not return, but I did not care. We rode to Caleb's hideout. The place sat low under a cliff. I saw smoke rise. I heard loud voices. I felt danger around us like a thick shadow. Pike said, they have guns. I said, so do we. But my hands shook. I tried to breathe. I told myself to stay strong. Jonah needed courage, so I needed it too. I whispered, please hold on, son. The night felt long. My fear felt heavy. But I kept going. When we got close, Ivan said, we go on foot now. We tied the horses. I walked slow. My boots sank into dirt. I heard men laugh inside the hideout. I smelled smoke and old blood. Alma whispered, I feel sick. Pike said, stay low. I held my gun tight. I felt the cold metal cut into my palm. I prayed the truth would come to light. I prayed I could bring Jonah home alive. We moved around the back wall. I saw 2 guards. They talked about money and fear. I heard one say, Caleb will pay us after the sunrise. Ivan slipped behind them. He said, drop the guns. One turned fast. Ivan hit him with a hard swing. Pike fired a shot. The second man fell. The sound was sharp. My heart jumped. I said, no more noise. Pike said, too late. More men shouted from inside. The fight broke open fast. Men rushed out. I saw guns flash under the moon. I dropped behind a log and fired back. Pike yelled, left side. I turned and shot a man who ran at me. He fell hard. Ivan pulled Alma behind cover. She cried, I cannot see. I said, stay low. Dust filled the air. I felt heat on my face. I tasted fear in my mouth. One man came close. He raised his gun at me. I saw his eyes. They were cold. He said, Caleb wants you dead. I said, get in line. I swung my arm. My gun hit his jaw. He dropped. I fired once. The sound rang in my ears. My hands shook again. I hated killing. But I needed to live. I needed Jonah to live. Pike said, move inside. I ran through the door. Smoke burned my eyes. I heard more shouts. I saw men flee. I saw others fight. The place smelled like fire and wet wood. I heard my own heartbeat. I felt the ground shake under my boots. My breath hurt my chest. But I kept moving. I kept saying, Jonah, hold on. I am coming. Ivan pointed to a narrow hall. He said, Caleb is there. I ran. I did not wait. I pushed through broken boards. I heard Jonah's voice at the end of the hall. He said, please, Caleb. I do not want this. My legs froze. My heart cracked. Pike whispered, go. I moved again. I pushed the last door open. I saw Caleb first. He held his gun to Jonah's head. Jonah stood still. His hands shook. His face looked tired. His eyes were red. He said, Dad, his voice broke. The room felt too small. The night pressed against the windows. My blood went cold. Caleb smiled. It was slow and cruel. He said, look at this, Elias. A father who lost his son. A son who lost his father. You two make a sad pair. I said, let him go. Caleb laughed. He said, no. Boys like him need me. Fathers like you make men like me. His words cut me. My throat closed. I said, this is my fault. Jonah said, no. It was me. I lost my way. His voice trembled. I felt pain stab my heart. Jonah said, Dad, I wanted help. I needed a home. He gave me food. I said, I am sorry. I let fear guide me. I did not keep my promise. Jonah cried. Tears ran down his cheeks. I had not seen him cry since he was a small boy. Something inside me broke open. I felt light and pain all at once. Caleb pushed the gun harder to Jonah's head. He said, touch your gun, Elias, and I kill him. I raised my hands slow. I said, Jonah, listen to me. I love you. Come home with me. Jonah said, I want to. I want to go home. Caleb said, he is not going anywhere. Jonah looked at me. His eyes were full of regret and hope. He whispered, Dad, then he moved fast. He hit Caleb's arm. The gun swung wide. A shot fired at the wall. I reached for my gun. My hand knew the weight. I fired. The shot hit Caleb in the chest. He fell back. His eyes went wide. He dropped the gun. He fell to the floor. Silence filled the room. Jonah stared at Caleb. He said, Is he dead? I said, Yes. Jonah fell to his knees. He cried again. I dropped beside him. I held him tight. He said, I am sorry. I said, I am sorry too. My voice shook. I felt his heart beat against mine. Pike ran in. He said, Elias, it is over. Maybe it was. Maybe it was not. But in that moment, Jonah was alive. That was enough for me. I held him close. I felt the weight of every night, every fear, every broken hope. Jonah said, Can we go home now? I said, Yes, son. Yes. And for the first time in years, I felt hope in my heart. We stood up slow. My legs felt weak. Jonah wiped his face. He said, I thought you hated me. I said, I never hated you. I hated losing you. He nodded and held my arm. The fire outside grew bright. Shadows moved across the walls. Alma called, Are you two alive? I said, Yes, we are alive. Jonah said, I want to fix my life. I said, We will fix it together. Pike stepped close. He said, We need to leave now. I looked at Jonah. He looked back with tired eyes, but I saw light in them again. We walked together now. Chapter 10, Guns don't heal, but hearts do. I carried Jonah out of the fire while he cried my name. I am here, I said. I will not let you die. The heat cut my skin, but I held him close. He held my shirt and said, I am sorry. His voice shook like broken glass in the night. Smoke rose behind us like a dark hand. My heart beat fast. My fear grew, but I kept going. When we reached the road, Jonah said, Leave me. You need to run. I said, No. I will not leave my son again. He tried to stand, but his legs shook. I put him on my back. He said, You will fall. I said, Then we fall together. The fire behind us made the sky red. It felt like the past burning away. We reached town near sunrise. People came out with angry faces. One man said, He stole the medicine. Another said, He must pay with his blood. Jonah looked down. His hands shook. I stood between him and them. He is hurt, I said. Let me bring him to the hospital. Sheriff Pike came and raised his hand. Let them pass, he said. The crowd moved back, but their eyes stayed sharp. Inside the small hospital, Jonah lay on a bed. I sat beside him. He said, I do not know how to be good. I said, I do not know either, but we can try. He looked at me with wet eyes. I broke everything, he said. I touched his arm. We broke things together. Mara came in with food. She put a hand on my back and said, You look dead. I said, I just feel tired. She looked at Jonah. You look worse, she said. Jonah gave a weak smile. I know, he said. She said, Eat. Your father needs you strong. Jonah said, he should hate me. Mara said, he never could. Later Alma Ray came. She held a small bag in her hands. Her voice shook. I came to see him, she said. I nodded. She sat beside Jonah. I hated you, she said. Jonah looked scared. She said, but hate eats the heart. I do not want that anymore. Jonah whispered, I am sorry. Alma put her hand on his. I know, she said. That night Jonah said, I need to turn myself in. My chest hurt. I said, not yet. Stay with me for a few days. He said, why? I said, we need to fix our home. He looked surprised. Our home, he said. Yes, I said. If we do not fix it, it will stay broken like us. Jonah closed his eyes. Okay, he said. I want that. We left the hospital the next morning. Jonah walked slowly, but he walked. We went to the old house. The roof sagged. The door hung loose. Jonah said, it looks dead. I said, so did we. He laughed a little. True, he said. We worked through the day. We fixed the roof. We cleaned the broken chairs. We burned old trash in a small fire. Jonah held a hammer and said, I forgot how to do this. I said, I forgot too. At sunset Jonah sat on the step. He said, I wish Mom could see this. My chest grew tight. I sat beside him. She sees, I said. He wiped his eyes. I miss her. I said, I miss her every night. He said, I tried to be strong after she died. But I had no courage. I had fear in my heart. I said, me too. We ate the food Mara left for us. The house felt warm for the first time in years. Jonah said, it feels like home again. I said, it is our home. It always was. Jonah looked at the small fire outside. Do you think people will forgive me? He asked. I said, some will. Some will not. But you must forgive yourself first. Jonah nodded. I will try. Before sleep Jonah said, thank you for not letting me die. I said, thank you for letting me try again as your father. He closed his eyes. Good night, he said. I said, good night, son. The next day we kept working. Jonah picked up a broken window frame and said, this thing will cut me. I said, then be careful. He snorted. You always say that. I said, I always mean it. He looked at me with a soft smile. I know. We found Ruth's old blanket in a box. Jonah held it close. It still smells like her, he said. My throat grew tight. She used to wrap you in that, I said. Jonah smiled. She used to sing too, he said. I nodded. Her voice kept us alive. Jonah said, I hear her voice at night. In the afternoon Sheriff Pike came. He said, some want Jonah in a cell now. Jonah lowered his head. I said, give us 3 days. Pike asked Jonah, you plan to run? Jonah shook his head. No, Pike nodded. 3 days. After he left, Jonah said, I am scared. I said, me too. He touched his chest. My heart feels heavy. I said, mine too. He said, do you think I can change? I said, you started when you saved me. We worked until dark. Jonah said, I met Caleb when I had no food. He said he would help me. I said, I should have helped you. Jonah shook his head. You had your own pain. I said, we can try now. At dinner he asked, will the judge be fair? I said, I hope so. He said, if not, I will still go. I said, I am proud of you. Jonah said, why? I said, because you came back. We sat by the fire. Jonah said, I used the gun too much. I said, guns do not heal. Hearts do. Jonah nodded. I want a new heart, he said. I put my hand on his shoulder. Then build it here. Alma Ray visited again. She brought herbs. She said, for your pain. Jonah took it. Thank you, he said. Alma said, I do not want your father to lose you too. Jonah said, I will face what I did. Before sleep Jonah said, if I go to jail, will you wait? My heart shook. Yes, I said. I will wait. Jonah said, then I will come back home. I said, I will keep the door open. He lay down and breathed slow. I watched him and felt hope. The night was quiet. For the first time in years, I felt like a father again. Jonah whispered, I love you, Dad. I said, I love you too, son. The next morning the air felt cold. Jonah stood by the door and said, I had a bad dream. I asked, what happened? He said, I saw the fire again. I heard my own voice calling for help. I stepped closer. You are safe now. Jonah nodded. I know, but the fear stays. I said, fear leaves slow. We walked around the house to check our work. Jonah touched the new boards. It looks strong, he said. I said, so do you. He looked down. I do not feel strong. I said, strength is staying, not running. He sighed. Then I will stay. We sat on two old chairs. Jonah said, I want to fix more things. I said, we will fix them together. We worked today. Chapter 11, The Longest Morning. I woke before the sun, and the cold air sat heavy on my chest. I saw Jonah near the door, his back to me, his hands shaking. He said he did not sleep. I said I did not sleep either. He nodded and looked at the road outside. The sky held a thin blue line, like the day did not want to arrive. I felt fear in my blood, deep and slow. He felt it too. Are you ready? I asked. No, he said. But I need to go. I need to face the truth. I need to pay for what I did. His voice was low. I heard pain in it. I heard the boy he used to be. I walked to him and put my hand on his shoulder. He did not pull away this time. He just breathed out, long and tired. I am with you, I said. I walk with you. I stay with you. He looked at me then. His eyes were red, but they held something new. Maybe hope. Maybe fear of losing me again. Do you hate me, Father? He asked. No, I said. I never did. I only hated myself. He looked down at his boots. I broke so many things, he said. I broke home. I broke people. I broke your heart. You broke because I broke first, I said. I left you alone in that dark night after your mother died. I gave you silence when you needed a voice. I gave you fear when you needed help. Jonah pressed his hand against his eyes. I miss her, he whispered. I do too, I said. Every night. He sat down on the small bench near the door. I sat beside him. For a moment, we said nothing. The morning felt long. The air felt still. I heard my own breath and the beat of my own heart. Do you think she would forgive me? He asked. I think she loved you more than all things, I said. I think she still does. I think she wants you to live. Not hide. Not run. Live. Jonah nodded. I want to, he said. I want a chance. Even one chance. I want to be someone better than this. Then walk with me, I said. Walk the long road. Face the truth. Stand strong. He gave me a small smile. It was weak, but it was real. Then he stood and picked up his coat. Are you ready? He asked. No, I said. But I go anyway. We stepped outside. The cold morning bit at my skin. The road to town looked long and quiet. We walked slowly. I heard our footsteps on the dirt. Jonah kept looking ahead, like he feared turning back. I kept close to him, like I feared losing him again. Do you think Sheriff Pike will help? He asked. He will be fair, I said. Fair is the best we can ask. Jonah breathed deep. I am scared, he said. I know, I said. I am too. He looked at me. Why are you scared? Because I might lose you, I said. He stopped walking. He stared at me. You won't, he said. Not now. Not ever. I stay with you. Even if I go to jail, I stay your son. My throat burned. My eyes stung. Thank you, I said. I needed that. We walked again. The sun rose slow behind the hills. Light touched the road, soft and gold. For a moment, it felt like the world wanted to heal. You saved me, he said suddenly. When? I asked. Last night, he said. When you held me. When you said you loved me. I felt something inside me move. Something heavy. Something old. What did you feel? I asked. Hope, he said. Like home was close again. My chest tightened. You always had home, I said. Even when you ran. We reached the old bridge. The river moved under us, dark and cold. Jonah stopped and leaned on the rail. I don't want to die, he said. You won't, I said. But Caleb's men might come, he said. They hate me. They want me gone. They live in the shadow. They don't stop. They are broken, I said. Broken men break others. But we stand. We have courage now. Jonah nodded. I trust you, he said. I trust your voice. We walked off the bridge. Town came closer. The sheriff's office stood at the far end, small and still. Jonah slowed down. I slowed too. Say something, he said. Say something to help me breathe. I am proud of you, I said. His eyes shone. Say it again. I am proud of you, I said. No matter what comes. Jonah let out a long breath. Thank you, he said. Father, thank you. We took 10 more steps. Then I heard a click. I knew that sound. A gun hammer pulled back. My blood froze. Jonah! I shouted. A man stepped out from behind a wagon. His eyes were wild. His coat was torn. His hand shook around a gun. I knew you'd come here, he yelled. You took money from Caleb. You left us. You broke the promise. Jonah raised his hands. I didn't take anything. Caleb lied. Shut up, the man screamed. You die here. He aimed at Jonah. I moved before I thought. I threw myself in front of my son. The gun fired. Pain tore into my side. My legs shook. The world tilted. I heard Jonah scream my name, loud and broken. I dropped to my knees. Father, he cried. I felt his hands on me. I felt his fear. I felt his blood and my blood mixing on the road. Help! Jonah screamed. Someone help us. Please. The world dimmed. My breath turned thin. I saw Jonah's face close to mine. His tears fell fast. His voice shook. Stay with me, he said. Please stay with me. I need you. I choose you. I choose you every time. I tried to speak. My voice was weak. I know, I said. I know, son. Jonah held me tight. The sky spun. The light blurred. But for the first time in so many years, I felt peace. My son wanted me. My son needed me. My son chose me. And that was enough for me to keep breathing. I tried to hold on as the noise around us grew. I heard boots on the road. I heard someone shout for the sheriff. I heard Mara's voice calling my name. I felt Jonah press his hand against the wound, trying to stop the blood. His hands shook hard. His breath came fast. Stay awake, he said. You hear me? Stay awake. I can't lose you now. I wanted to tell him I would try. But my voice failed. My body felt heavy. My mind felt far away. Still, I looked at him. I saw his face above me, full of fear and love. That gave me strength. Listen, I whispered. You live. You walk forward. You keep hope alive. He shook his head. Not without you, he said. I won't leave you. You won't, I said. I stay. I fight. For you. The world darkened at the edges, but I held on to his voice. I held on to his hands. I held on to the truth that at last, after all the pain, I had my son back. I stayed. Chapter 12, I didn't ride to kill a thief. I woke to a soft beep in the hospital room, and my first thought was that the night still held me. My chest hurt, and my breath felt thin, but I knew I was alive. I moved my eyes and saw Jonah sitting beside me. His head was down. His hands shook. He held my fingers like they were the last rope on the road home. He did not speak at first. He only looked at me with fear and hope pressed together on his face. Dad, he said. You came back. His voice broke. I tried to answer, but my throat burned. He helped me drink a little water. I felt his hand at my back. It was warm. It felt like the hand I held when he was a boy. I closed my eyes for a second. I needed that memory to stay. I said, how long was I gone? He let out a slow breath. 3 days, he said. I stayed here every night. I did not move far. I waited for you to wake. I needed to hear your voice again. He rubbed his face. I thought you would die. I thought the bullet would take you. I prayed. I begged. I said I would pay anything. I touched his arm. I'm here, I said. I'm still me. He nodded, but tears rose in his eyes. I turned myself in, he said. The same day they brought you from the road. Sheriff Pike said it was the right thing. I wanted to run, but I could not leave you. I needed to face the truth. He swallowed hard. I'm ready to pay for what I did. I felt a sharp pain in my chest, but it was not from the wound. Jonah, I whispered, you don't face this alone. He shook his head. I did wrong. I made danger. I took money that was not mine. I hurt people. I lied. Caleb said it was the only way to live, but I knew he used me. I knew he used my fear. I knew it, but I stayed with him anyway. His voice cracked. I broke your promise to Mom. I closed my eyes and breathed through the ache. She would want you to stand up now, I said. She would say courage is not pretty. She would say courage hurts. He pressed his forehead to my hand. I'm scared, Dad. I know, I said. But you came back. That means something. That means hope still lives. The door opened, and Sheriff Pike stepped inside. His boots made a slow sound on the floor. He looked at Jonah, then at me. He took off his hat. Good to see your eyes open, he said. We did not know if you would make it. I'm hard to kill, I said. My voice was thin, but I tried to smile. Pike nodded. The court will look at the truth, Caleb's lies, the threats, the fear he used. Jonah spoke plain. He helped us find the last men in that gang. That matters. Jonah sat straighter. Will I go away for long? Pike looked at him with a heavy face. The judge will decide. But you did the right thing. You told the truth. That gives you a chance. Jonah lowered his head. I'll accept whatever comes. Pike touched my arm lightly. He stayed with you, he said. He did not sleep. He asked me each hour if you would live. I wish you saw that. I see it now, I said. When Pike left, Mara came in. Her eyes were red, but she smiled when she saw me awake. She placed her hand on my cheek. You stubborn man, she said. You scared us. I scare myself, I said. She laughed a little, then looked at Jonah. Take care of him, she said to my son. Your father needs you more than he says. Jonah nodded. I will. Mara leaned close and whispered to me, he loves you more than he knows how to show. I watched Jonah as she left. His shoulders were tense. His hands shook. I said, sit with me. He moved his chair closer. I felt the air shift as he leaned near. I didn't ride out to kill a thief, I said. I rode out to find you. I rode out because you are my son. You are the blood in my hands. You are the voice in my nights. You are the heart I tried to guard. I would do it again. He covered his face. I don't deserve you, he said. You deserve a chance, I said. Everyone does. His breath shook. He said, I want to make my life right. Even if it hurts. Even if I go away for years. I nodded. Then start now. Start with truth. Start with courage. He looked at me. His eyes were wet, but there was fire in them. I will, he said. I swear. Time passed slow in that room. Nurses came and went. Lights changed. Night pressed at the windows. We spoke about Ruth, about the home we lost, about the fear that lived in both of us. We spoke like two broken men trying to build something new from old pain. The next morning, Pike returned with 2 deputies. Jonah stood. He did not hide. He did not shake. He looked at me with a soft, breaking smile. I'll come back, he said. I don't know when, but I will come back. I'll be here, I said. They walked him to the door. He turned once more. I love you, Dad, he said. It was the first time I heard those words from his grown voice. I felt hope rise in me, slow and warm. Maybe healing started here. When the door closed behind him, I lay still in the quiet. The hospital room felt too big without Jonah beside me. I let my eyes rest on the ceiling and tried to breathe past the ache. My mind walked back into old days, to nights with Ruth and mornings when Jonah was small. I felt guilt push at me, but I also felt something new, something small and warm, like light after a long night. A nurse came in and checked my blood bag. She said Jonah asked the staff to watch me close. I smiled at that. It sounded like the boy he used to be, the boy who cared more than he ever said. Mara returned at noon with warm soup. She talked about simple things, and her voice calmed me. She said she hoped Jonah would find peace. I said I hoped so too. Later, Pike stopped by. He told me Jonah stayed strong during booking, spoke clearly, and carried himself like a man ready to change. Pike said the judge might give him a fair chance. When night settled again, I whispered, I didn't ride to kill a thief. I rode to save my son. The words felt true. They felt like the start of something better. I let sleep take me, and for the first time in years, I did not fear the dark. Before sleep closed my eyes, I thought about the road ahead. I knew it would not be easy. I knew he would face pain and judgment. But I also knew we were not alone anymore. We had hope, and hope felt enough today.